What's up, Nomads? Welcome to another episode of Nomad Hacks. It's the series of short, impactful videos to support your growth in your personal and professional life through locational independence. I'm here with my boy Kevin. And today, Kevin and I are going to talk a little bit about some hacks that he has for traveling for a year and potentially even more with just a carry-on. Both you and I travel carry-on. I have a backpack and I have an overhead kind of suitcase that I carry with me. I've been traveling for over a year now with just those two things. And you also are undergoing this journey of traveling for a year, if not more afterwards.
Definitely more.
Definitely more afterwards. And maybe you can explain why it's so important for you to just have carry-on.
So, I mean, it's pretty easy. I don't like to check bags. I have a lot of valuable equipment. I'm a YouTuber, so I carry a lot of camera equipment.
Check out his channel, 30 and a Wake Up.
30 and a Wake Up.
We'll post it somewhere over here. And me too. I think the peace of mind of having everything that you own with you is huge. And we've seen this huge trend of like minimalism and traveling minimalistically. And I think I've reduced a lot of my attachment to things that I realized I actually didn't need. Because if you travel for more than a year with just carry-on, you realize how much you can live with and how much you can live without.
That's actually how my journey to one-bag travel started. I started to go on this minimalism journey. I think I have a video on it where I basically got rid of all my stuff. I got tired of having stuff in my house and in my apartment in New York. And when I decided to do remote year and when I decided to become a full-time traveler, I also wanted to integrate that into my travel lifestyle.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about today is how you can, if you're at home or if you're traveling or you're thinking about traveling, how you can also do this. So the first thing Kevin's going to talk about is the use of multifunctional items. And Kevin, what does that mean to you as far as what multifunctional items are? And then give us some examples.
So it's just items that you can use for more than one purpose or more than one type of use. For example, I travel with black Nike tennis shoes. They're actually running shoes, but I've wore them in the nightclubs that require dress shoes because you can't really tell the difference in the dark. I only travel with two pair of shoes. I travel with a pair of sandals that are easy to pack, and I wear my running shoes on the plane. One thing to remember about shoes as well, a lot of people like that pack hiking boots. And I think this is something you should not do because they're so big and bulky that they take up so much space that if you want to be a one-bag traveler, it's going to be really hard. Everywhere I've went that has a hiking culture, from Patagonia to Cusco, Peru to hike Machu Picchu and Rainbow Mountain, I've been able to rent hiking boots, and it's really cheap, and you don't have to lug around those hiking boots for that one hike that you'll do in a country or that one hike you'll do in 3 or 4 months. So I have these pants by Bluffworks. I actually have 2 pair of pants. I have a pair of blue jeans that I love blue jeans. I wear them when I travel, so it's not like I have to pack them. That's the biggest complaint about blue jeans is how heavy they are. I have another pair of pants. They're by a company called Bluffworks, and they're cut really well, so they look like dress pants, but you can also wear them hiking. You can wear them to travel in. They're travel pants, so they have hidden pockets, so if you're in a place where pickpocketing is common, you can also wear those. I also wear a lot of merino wool, which I know we're going to get to in a second. But merino wool is antimicrobial, so you can actually wear merino wool multiple times. In hot climates, you can work out in it. You can do all kinds of things in it, and it won't smell.
That's what you're wearing now?
Yeah, that's what I'm wearing now. I'm wearing a merino wool shirt. All I own are merino wool shirts and merino wool underwear. And the reason is you don't have to wash them as much. I know it sounds kind of crazy not to wash your underwear, but hey, look, you can. There's a great video made by the founder of Unbound Merino where he wears a shirt for 30 straight days, and he wears a pair of underwear for 30 straight days as well. He washes them once. He never washes the shirt, and he does fine. He travels with just one bag, one shirt, one pair of underwear, one pair of shorts, one pair of socks, all merino wool.
Now to be clear, we are advocating for good hygiene.
Yeah.
So please wash yourself.
I do not do that. I actually wash my stuff. I probably wash my stuff once or at least once a week, sometimes more, but I don't have to. I travel with a 30-liter Osprey bag. It has like cinching straps, so you can make it actually look smaller than it actually is. Obviously, because I travel carry-on only, I don't want somebody from the airline to come and say, hey, our overhead bins are going to be full. That happens all the time. It's happened every single time I travel in Latin America. They go around and they find the suitcases and the bags, the carry-ons that are a little bit bigger, and they take them. I've never had mine taken. I've actually offered to check it once, and the lady was like, no, that's like little. Like, no, we're not taking that. She wouldn't even take my bag to check. Also, my 30-liter functions as a regular backpack around town. It's not so big that I can't just throw it on my back when I'm going to the beach in some country, or I'm going on a day trip or something like that.
Let's talk about packing smart. So when you think about packing smart, the first thing that comes to mind for me is, how do you make the things in there smaller, or how do you condense what you have? So like one of the first rules of thumb that I've heard and that I've used myself is, whenever you're packing, whatever you're going to take for a trip, usually you should at least half that. Yeah. So after you've laid it all in your bed and you've got everything out, take half of what's on there, and that's what you should pack, and probably even half that again if possible. But Kevin, tell us a little bit more about how you make things smaller. You have some compression bags that you use. What are those do?
Yeah, so there's a couple things I do to pack smaller. The first is, I served 20 years in the military, and the first thing you learn in boot camp is how to fold clothes, and that's kind of stuck with me. Because when you're in the Navy, especially, you live in very tight quarters, and you got to be able to fit a lot of stuff in a small space. So you learn how to tight roll your stuff. So I use a thing called Ranger Roll. You can Google it, and you'll find ways to Ranger Roll your shirts and your pants, which makes them really small. And then I use compression sacks. Almost all my clothes fit into one small version of those sacks, and it gets down to about a ball like this size. So if I didn't travel with all of my camera equipment that I need to run my YouTube channel, I could travel with a bag half the size of mine. I could go from a 30-liter to a 15-liter pretty easily because of compression sacks.
You could fit a pair of pants, 5 shirts, a jacket, all in that small compression sack that you were talking about. So what kind of jackets are you putting in there?
Yeah, so I use 2 kinds of jackets. I have a rain jacket, so like a Colombia type of rain jacket you can use. Actually, any kind of rain jacket. So those usually roll up pretty small because they're just a single shell. There's no padding to them. The second jacket I use is just your typical puffy jacket. But what you want is to find one that has one of those pockets that your jacket can fold into the pocket. I don't want to have to carry a travel pillow, but that jacket, when it's folded up, also functions as a travel pillow.
And you mentioned before about leveraging your body as a suitcase.
Yeah.
So like, maybe riff on that for a few moments.
Yeah, so like I discussed earlier, I like jeans, even though that's not the smartest item to travel with. So I always travel with 1 pair of jeans on me. I usually have a pair of underwear on underneath them, obviously. And sometimes I'm traveling with something that I'm bringing to another country that I might not necessarily carry, but it's taking up space in my bag. Maybe like, I'm bringing some coffee from Colombia to another country that I'm going to give to somebody. I'll take out like these shorts and I'll wear them underneath my pants. So that's like a hack that you can use. I'll also wear sometimes 2 shirts. So I'll wear one shirt. I'll wear one shirt, and then I'll wear a button-down shirt. Bring less. I think, like Jordan already said, you can buy stuff anywhere. If you go to Southeast Asia, you can buy T-shirts for $2 a piece. I'm going to be traveling to Europe where it's a little bit warmer. I'm going to buy like 1 or 2 sweaters that I can layer with my Merino wool, and I'll wear those there, and then when I leave there, I'll just donate them. So I'm going to be there for 4 months, so it'll cost me like $10 a month.
And that's a lot to do with like your comfort when traveling. And when I say comfort when traveling, it's basically when you're on the in-between and you're traveling from airport to airport, or you're going from one apartment to the next. Do you really want to be carrying all that shit that you don't need? So really think about that and how you want to travel. And if you do want to travel, if you have any other ideas of how to travel minimalistically, drop them down in the comments below. We'd love to hear different things that we may have missed. Always open to those kind of ideas. And until next time, Nomads, keep wondering, you're not lost.